going on, guys? It's Alex Miner here with another episode of AFMMA Analysis. I just wanted to do a quick recap of what happened at Bellator 206. It was a big night of great fights, and it definitely lived up to all the hype that was behind it. Definitely with all the big fighters that were on the card and all the great matchups were on the card. First fight I wanted to talk about was Douglas Lima versus Andrey Koreshkov. Very good fight, although I thought it was a very dominant performance for Douglas Lima. For some reason, Big John McCarthy and the other guy, don't know his name, thought it was kind of even throughout the entire fight. There wasn't always a bunch of action in the earlier rounds. However, I think Lima was getting the better pretty much every round. In the first round, he came out landing a lot of good lead leg kicks, just crushing Andrey Koreshkov's lead leg with the strong kicks that he's known for. Koreshkov pushed Lima up against the fence on several occasions. However, he never actually got the takedown. He shot for the legs plenty of times, but every time he even got close, Lima would just reverse the position and get back to the feet, maybe land a few shots before he did so. Gorshkov did manage to get off a few strikes when he had Lima pinned up against the fence. However, not that many, and also Lima got off good counters in the little space that he got as well. So I'd give the first round to Lima. In the second round, Lima came out dominating the striking range, landing a compendium of kicks to the legs and midsection. Koreshkov landed a few low kicks but was countered immediately, and every time he tried to get into the boxing range, Lima would just blast him with a hook uppercut combo. Koreshkov did level change and got the fight to the fence in the last minute, but only managed to land a few short knees to the thighs. But once again, another good round for Lima, who is just dominating the center of the cage, getting off good kicks, keeping a good distance between them, and whenever Gorshkov tried to mitigate that distance and get inside, he was punished for it. In the third round, Lima came out landing hard teeps to the body, an oblique kick to the knee, and several sharp low kicks. Lima tripped after a kick at one point, and Koreshkov rushed in to pin him against the fence. Afterwards, Koreshkov got off a few short knees, and the men traded fence control. Basically, Koreshkov had him pinned against the fence, and they just kept on pummeling and putting the other one against the fence. Lima circled out eventually, continued landing big leg kicks and uppercuts in close. Lima stuffed a takedown in the center of the ring. Gorshkov gets back to his feet. Lima gets a short takedown and lands a knee to the head on the separation. And then Gorshkov changed levels again, gets Lima to the cage and tries to get a late takedown, but Lima defends and reverses fence control with an underhook. So more of an even round, but I'd still say that Lima probably came out on top in that one. However, Gorshkov did get some good pressure in that round, and it wasn't as dominant of a striking exchange for Lima. In the fourth round, Lima came out dominating the center once again with leg kicks and hard right hands to the body. Gorshkov level changed to push Lima to the fence, but he got reversed. Lima gets some foot stomps. Gorshkov reverses, gets a few knees. Lima reverses again and lands a few more foot stomps and exits the clinch with a big elbow over the top. Lima staggers Gorshkov later on with a big right hand and follows with a string of big shots to Gorshkov's dome. However, Gorshkov mostly blocks them, and that's the end of that round. In the fifth round, Lima came out dominating the center of the octagon as he was before, walking Gorshkov down, throwing a lot of strikes. However, he was only landing when he would get Koreshkov up against the fence. Koreshkov went for a shot, got stuffed. Lima ended up on top, took the back, starts landing big shots, then stands up a bit, throws both of his hooks in, stretches Koreshkov out, takes the neck, and puts Koreshkov to sleep, who refuses to tap. Definitely not the way that fans and myself would have imagined Lima winning. Even though he is a high-level jiu-jitsu player, he doesn't really use his jiu-jitsu very much. But nevertheless, a big finish from Douglas Lima, and Lima is the first one to be put into the semifinals of the welterweight Grand Prix tournament. And next he will fight the winner of Paul Simtex Daly and Michael Benham Page. So that will be very interesting as well. But a big win for Douglas Lima. In the second fight before the main event, it was Rampage Jackson versus Wanderlai Silva for the fourth time. Very exciting fight. One of the most exciting, if not the most exciting, despite the men's age, both being in their 40s. Also very different approaches from both men. Definitely using different game plans to try to deal with each other's strengths. One thing I noticed in the first round was from the beginning was Silva was really using his jab a lot, which you don't know Wanderlai Silva much for using a jab. He's mainly the guy that comes in and just throws a bunch of hooks, swinging for the fences, doesn't really care too much about how much he gets hit. But it was apparent from the beginning that he was worried about Rampage's big size advantage. Rampage had at least 20 to 30 pounds on him, and he was staying on the back foot a lot, using his jab and staying close to the fence a lot, really oftentimes leaving himself vulnerable to being cornered. Rampage did corner Silva several times because he was mainly coming forward, just trying to land one on Silva. He pressed him against the fence, got in some dirty boxing. Silva got in some hooks of his own whenever he was cornered, and as well as a couple of knees on the way off the fence. Silva started to throw combinations, landing hard with looping right hands on several occasions in that round. Rampage got Silva to the fence again, threw a body hook combo, but Silva catches him back with a hard right hand. Then Rampage comes right back to land a lead hook and a hard roundhouse to the body that sends Silva circling around the cage trying to recover. First round, very back and forth. I'd say that Silva probably had maybe a couple more big moments than Rampage. However, Rampage controlled the octagon more, was pressuring more, and he had the last significant moment of that round when he landed that hard hook over the top and a big kick to the body, which you never see from Rampage. Rampage barely ever throws kicks, if ever. However, he did reveal after the fight that he'd been working a lot with Tiki on his Muay Thai. So it's good that in his old age, Rampage is still evolving. In round two, Silva landed a hard low kick to the lead leg to start. Rampage lands a jab and blocks the right hook. Silva throws another hook combo. Rampage comes in with a flurry of straight punches, and Silva tags him with a vicious hook combo, forcing Rampage to cover up and circle out. Both men traded a few shots in the center, Silva using his jab, Rampage throwing a couple of jabs of his own in the overhand right. Rampage backs Silva down and lands a hard lead hook straight combo to hurt Silva before a clinch. Rampage lands some short shots to the body, a couple clean uppercuts, and hard knee before Silva circles out. Rampage jabs in once again, blocks a few hooks, and then the men trade flurries of haymakers and hooks. Pretty much a really early nostalgic moment for both men. Both men just throwing for the fences. classic Silva, basically. Classic for both of the men, considering their history. Um, Rampage locks back up, lands some short body shots and a couple uppercuts again. Really doing good in the dirty boxing while he has Silva pinned up against the fence. Rampage follows Silva around the cage, landing a couple jabs and right hands. Then Rampage corners Silva once again, feints a few jabs, and smashes Silva with a hard overhand right, sending Silva to the canvas. And as soon as he did, Rampage just unloaded on him with a compendium of hooks to the head, one to the body, and then right back to the head, and then the referee waved off the fight. Big knockout for Rampage. He evens the score, and some people are already saying that they want a fifth fight. Silva, I believe, he jumped at Rampage and told him he wanted a fifth fight, so I'm sure both men will be down for it, but I think at this point in their careers, Rampage is probably going to be the one to take it, just being the bigger guy. However, Silva did have him in trouble at several times in the fight, so it could go his way as well. But yeah, very good fight between these two men. In the final fight of the night, it was Gegard Mousasi versus Rory MacDonald for the middleweight championship. As I said before in my other video, Rory MacDonald was coming up to 185 to try to become a double champ. Very good matchup between the two of the most technical guys in UFC, period. However, I was saying coming into this fight that I just thought, due to Gegard's more traditional background, that he was just much more sharp in the areas of striking, and even so in the grappling game. And plus, Gegard is a much stronger opponent, so I thought that Gegard would probably be the one to take this bout, and I was correct. Gegard, he was even quicker than Rory MacDonald in this fight as well, which I didn't expect, but it came in his favor a lot in this fight. He opened up, came out just jabbing Rory MacDonald's head off. Rory really never got a chance to get inside and just find his range, because as soon as he got semi-close to the boxing range, he would just get stabbed with another jab after jab. Every now and then, Gegard would set up a right hand off it as well. He would also set up his kicks to the lead leg off the jab as well. So he was just doing a really good job of keeping Rory just respecting everything that he threw and respecting the range in between them. And Rory really never could find a way to get around it. MacDonald did land a good hook at one point, but that was really only the significant part of the fight for him, or the first round for him. In the second round, Mousasi came out cracking Rory with the jab again. Just beautiful jab work. Rory grabbed a single and landed a right hand before being countered. Rory tried to roll for a leg, and Mousasi immediately sprawled, stapled Rory to the ground. He got the full guard, and he just started dropping bombs on Rory from that point. From then on, Mousasi was just bludgeoning Rory with punches and elbows until he finally took full mount and just dropped pure punishment on Rory from there. Rory tried to roll out, but he just got stuck in the side position, and Mousasi just pounded him out until the referee came and stopped the fight. And if he didn't, then Rory would have left without his consciousness as well. A dominant performance from Mousasi. Rory MacDonald was never really in the fight. And even though Rory is a great fighter, Mousasi is obviously just on another level. Plus, he had the size and somehow the speed advantage. So, very good performance from Mousasi, and excited to see what's coming for him. As for Rory MacDonald, he's already scheduled to compete in the 170 Grand Prix tournament as well. So we'll see if Rory can bounce back from this loss and come up through the ranks of the tournament and retain his title. This is the biggest thing going on in Bellator right now, the 170 Grand Prix tournament. So we'll see how it all plays out. And yeah, thanks guys. I'll see y'all later.